from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced, and objective.
Hello and welcome to TUNTBE News Hour. The headlines: I will be far from Abuja after May 29 to avoid problems, Buhari. Obi, Tinubu, Atiku hopeful of new Nigeria. Military airstrikes neutralize terrorist kingpin, many others. And on the foreign scene, Putin says West wants to tear apart Russia. And in sports, 27 injured in Cairo Stadium collapse. Those were the headlines, and for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. President Muhammadu Buhari has underscored that he will retire to his hometown in Daura, Katsina State, to rest and be far away as much as possible to avoid problems when he leaves office on May 29, 2023. The president said this on Sunday when he received residents of the Federal Capital Territory on Christmas homage. He further expressed appreciation to Nigerians for trusting, supporting and giving him the opportunity to serve as their leader, using the occasion to reassure Nigerians that he will not stay in office a day longer than the stipulated time. The president reminded the delegation led by the Minister of the FCT, Muhammad Bello, that while he campaigned for the office of the president, he took his time to visit the 774 local government areas of the country and got overwhelming support from the people. He noted that in spite of technology, he will be safe there in Daura. The three leading presidential candidates have harped on the importance of peace and good neighborliness as Christians in the country celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ on the occasion of the 2022 Christmas. Peter Obi of the Labour Party LP, Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party PDP, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress APC, in their separate Christmas message posted on social media, expressed hope in the realization of a new Nigeria come 2023. Bola Ahmed Tinubu prayed the joy and great gift of the Christmas be the renewed hope that Nigerians can and will forge a better nation with the help and guidance of Almighty God above. On his part, Atiku, while congratulating Nigerians, urged Christians to pray for the emergence of a greater Nigeria come 2023. Likewise, Obi, a former Anambra State governor, urged Nigerians to share love this season, urging them to see the year 2023 as a very significant year in the history of the nation, as it presents them the opportunity to turn around the trajectory of the nation by giving only competent leaders access to power. The People's Democratic Party PDP and the All Progressives Congress APC on Sunday clashed over allegations by the Bishop of Sokoto Catholic Diocese, Matthew Hassan Kuka, that President Muhammadu Buhari failed to fulfill his 2015 electoral promises, while the PDP backed the cleric, saying his assessment of Buhari's regime was on point. The APC berated the Christian leader's statement as ungodly and biased. In his Christmas message at St. Mary Catholic Church, Sokoto, titled "Let Us Turn a New Leaf," on Sunday, Kuka said Buhari would leave office in good health, noting that, however, that Nigeria were in pain on account of his failure to fulfill his promises to fix the country. The priest, however, commended the president's effort in the area of infrastructure, where he acknowledged there has been a measurable improvement in the landscape, especially in the area of roads. Commenting on Kuka's message, the PDP National Publicity Secretary Debo Olagunaba said what Bishop Kuka said is what spiritual leaders should be doing, adding that what the man of God said is not different from what people have been saying in the past 7.5 years. In his reaction, the director of publicity for the APC, Bala Ibrahim, in an interview with newsmen said he holds Kuka in high esteem and respects him because he is a senior brother to a friend, but described Kuka's Christmas message as an ungodly criticism of President Muhammadu Buhari. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on Sunday described the message of redemption Christmas brings as a relief for himself, Nigerians, and all of humanity. This was just as members of a Muslim group attended a Christmas service at one of the largest denominations in Zaria, Kaduna State on Sunday as a sign of love and efforts to strengthen religious tolerance. The chaplain of the Aso Rock Presidential Chapel, Pastor Joseph Malomo, said despite the negative economic focus, Nigerians should rest assured that God is on their side. It was reported that the prayer session was held at the Church of Brethren in Nigeria, Samaru, Sabongari, Zaria, Kaduna State. The group also presented a gift to the church to further foster love and boost religious tolerance between the two faiths. Speaking to newsmen after the service, the leader of the team, Professor Isa Shelgaru, said the essence of attending the service was to rejoice with Christians on the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. Similarly, the resident pastor, EYN Church Samaru Zaria, Reverend Tijani Chindo, noted that the church received the Muslims with joy and appealed for the replication of the gesture across the country. The Benue State Governor Samuel Orcham has charged Nigerians to arm themselves with their permanent voters card PVCs to enable them to vote credible leaders in the 2023 general elections. He also backed the bimodal voter accreditation system BVAS, the technology that will be used for the accreditation and authentication of voters come 2023. Autumn stated these on Sunday at the Redeemed Christian Church of God in Makurdi, the state capital, while delivering his goodwill message at a church service to mark this year's Christmas celebration. He stated that the country was going through pains, hardship, economic and security worries because those who were elected to lead the country at various levels have failed to live up to their responsibilities. There have been reports of late that politicians who are against the BVAS attempt to use the court of law to stop the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC from deploying BVAS and INEC resulting viewing portal IREV in next year's elections, but the electoral body has consistently restated its commitment and determination to deploy the system for the 2023 general elections. Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi has fined his party, the ruling All Progressives Congress APC, for the indiscriminate posting of campaign posters. According to a statement by the Commissioner for Information and Orientation in the state, Uchenna Oji, the ruling party contravened the provision of the state's Executive Order 3 of 2022. According to the Commissioner, the move is an attempt by the state government to set an example. Executive Order 3 prohibits political parties from using public places such as schools, parks and markets, among others, for political activities without seeking and obtaining due clearance from the state government. The order, signed by the governor in November, also prohibits political parties from using critical infrastructures for pasting posters without obtaining state clearance. Vehicles, shops and equipment worth millions of naira have been burnt to ashes in the old timber market along with Tedra Road in Owerri, Imo State. An eyewitness said the fire outbreak started early hours around 2 a.m. on Saturday. Some persons spoke about the cause of the fire incident and blamed it on an electrical fault, just as others alleged it was caused by the burning of dustbins around the area. A visit to the scene of the incident saw sympathizers helping to extinguish the light. Some were seen evacuating the debris, just as scavengers were on hand to buy the damaged roofs, irons and other items for the business. An eyewitness said some of the shop owners had traveled and their apprentices were the ones around to witness the ugly incident. One of the eyewitnesses, who introduced himself as Mr. Ike, said the fire started burning around 2 a.m. on Saturday. At first, we saw a small fire and we thought it was somebody burning a refuse dump. After about 30 minutes, we started hearing explosions from different areas inside the market. And it became a large fire. It burned the transformer, it burned the vehicles, the fire burned the furniture, the shops were completely razed down. Many properties were destroyed. We lost a lot of things. I walk around the market and make some money from assisting in doing 1 or 2 jobs. Other sympathizers said the incident happened when people were preparing for the Christmas season and it will put a hardship on the victims and make them suffer more. Tragedy struck on Christmas Day when no fewer than 9 people lost their lives and 24 were injured in separate accidents in Bauchi and Ogun states. 6 people died in a lone crash at Sabuwar Miya along Himma Dai Ningi Road in the Ganjua local government area of Bauchi State. The sector commander, Federal Road Safety Corps Bauchi State, Yusuf Abdullahi, confirmed the crash to journalists. He noted that the accident involved a white Toyota Hiace bus belonging to the Bauchi state government. In a related development, 3 persons lost their lives while 6 others sustained injuries in an accident at the Kara, Ogun State end of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. It was learned that the accident occurred around 5:50 a.m. at the Kara, turning at the highway. The public education officer of the FRSC in Ogun State, Florence Akwai, confirmed the accident in a statement on Sunday. She explained that the 2 vehicles which were involved in the incident were a Toyota Hiace bus with the plate number AYB 88XP and another vehicle with no plate number. And on the foreign scene, President Vladimir Putin blasted the West for trying to tear apart Russia and said his offensive in Ukraine aimed to unite the Russian people. Meanwhile, in Kiev, a day after deadly shelling in southern Ukraine, residents held Christmas services on Sunday, defying Russian spiritual leaders who celebrate Eid on January 7. Putin had used the concept of historical Russia to argue that Ukrainians and Russians are on people undermining Kiev's sovereignty and justifying his 10-month offensive in Ukraine. Putin said his government were acting in the right direction, protecting its national interests, the interests of the citizens and its people. He repeated that Moscow was ready to negotiate and appeared unfazed when asked about the new air defense system the United States would deliver to Ukraine. And in sports, no fewer than 27 people were injured on Saturday when part of a sports stadium south of Cairo collapsed during a basketball match, Egypt's health ministry said. Ministry spokesman Hossam Abdel Ghaffar said 27 people were injured, some with fractures and bleeding, adding that most were non-life-threatening injuries. The Egyptian Basketball Federation suspended the match between Alexandria's Al-Ittihad and Cairo's Al-Ahli at the first responders rush to the Hassan Mustafa Sports Hall in the October 6 suburb. Youth and Sports Minister Ashraf Sobhi has appointed a committee to look into the circumstance of the incidents. With this story, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Unity Radio FM TV, respectively. My name is Ruqayyat Sani Ibrahim. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs.
Unity.